So we are going to design a coaster using the infusible ink pens. So we're going to upload a campfire to our canvas, and I am going to turn this from a basic cut to a pen because I want it to draw the campfire. So I'm going to choose some layers to keep and get rid of. I'm going to keep that layer. I'm going to get rid of that one. I'm going to get rid of that one and that one. I'm going to keep that, and remove that. So I removed them by clicking on the eye. And when I clicked on the eye, you could see my picture over here change. This is what I want my picture to look like. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller and bring it down here. I'm going to grab a text box, type in welcome in one text box. I'm going to use another text box, 2 hour, one more, campfire. And I use different text boxes because then I can break apart my words and move them however I want. So as I try to rearrange things in the order I want. So now I have all my words that I want, and I'm going to go and find a font that I would like. Okay, so we are putting in our font on each one of these words. I'm on the last one here, and we're going to use the flip-flop font. Each one of these then now we have to change to a pen, and in Cricut it does outline the words, and I'm just quickly going through and creating them from a cut to a draw with the pen, and we're going to have some fun with this. So I'm going to organize this a little bit more. So now I've got everything lined out, but I need to put it on a circle for my coaster. So I'm going to grab a circle 3.6 in diameter. So we're going to go up here. I was only at 50%, so that's why it looks so small. So as you can see, I've got to bring this way down to fit this on here. I'm saving my projects so that I don't lose what I have here because I really like how I ended up. And then I'm going to select the whole thing and attach it. And I do, in this case, want the circle because you're going to put it on your coaster and you want that circle to actually be cut out so that you can line it up correctly on your coaster. We're going to do a couple different things with getting it on the coaster and taping it down, and we'll get to that point. Okay, so we are now ready to make this. In my machine, in slot A, I'm going to insert the infusible ink pen, and I'm going to use the 0.4 black size. So I'm going to insert that in. All right, so we're going to go ahead. We've got this exactly the way we want it. So we're going to click make it. And it shows over here on the left that it's a pen. So it's going to write it and then it's going to cut, because remember, we want to cut out our circle. So we're going to mirror the image and we're going to go ahead and hit continue. We're going to select our material by browsing and type in paper, and we're going to choose the copy paper. Now we are using laser ink paper to draw on and then cut. So we're going to hit done. I am going to change the pressure to more. I've got my pen loaded that it shows here that it's the black 0.4 fine point ballpoint pen. And then we're going to go ahead and cut, hit the Cricut cut button. Okay, here is our printed out coaster paper with the infusible ink. I want to add color to my fire. So I'm going to take the red 1.0 cardinal pen and I'm going to color my fire on the outside. See, I just am basically like a coloring sheet. I'm going to color this in. Okay, as you can see, I colored in the red. The next color I'm going to do is the orange. Okay, so we are going to prepare to go ahead and transfer this on to our coaster. And we're going to have to get our iron heated up to 400 degrees for 240 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and get that set up. Okay, so I'm going to get this turned over on my coaster, and I'm going to have to use some tape. And this is special heat transfer tape. This tape will not melt to my project. You do have to be careful that when you put the tape on, you're not putting it over some of the writing. So as you can see, I have it secured down on my coaster. Okay, so we are going to create a sandwich. We're going to have a piece of cardstock, our coaster. We're going to put it the bottom side down, and then we're going to use parchment paper or butcher block paper. It comes with, I bought a roll of parchment paper, butcher block paper, but this piece specifically came with Cricut infusible ink sheets. And then I'm going to put another sandwich of a cardstock again. The iron is ready to go for 400 degrees at 240 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and place that on my coaster and go. Okay, we are 13 seconds away from our reveal. Now remember, this has been heating for 4 minutes. That coaster is going to be hot. It jumped a little bit on me, but should be okay. So I'm going to remove this. And as you can see, this is why we use layers, because the ink does come through. You do not want to use those pieces again. You could cut off that this piece on the parchment or butcher block, but you just don't want to use that again because that ink will go into your next project. Okay, so I'm going to give that a second to cool down. Okay, so I think I'm ready to go ahead and touch this. It's still pretty hot, just you have to be really careful. I do recommend letting it cool as long as you can. And once I pull this off, I'm gonna see my result. My orange didn't come out as clear as I thought it would, but I'm still very happy with it. The red is very vibrant. The wood logs look wonderful. Looks like a campfire.